Today we're going to be looking at how to create our own Egyptian necklaces or collars. So the first thing you want to do is take your template and put it on your regular paper plate. And you're going to trace just the edges along this diagonal line, this little arc here, and another diagonal line, so that when you move it, you'll have that little shape on your plate. Then you'll take your scissors and you'll carefully cut to there. Remember, our scissors don't move. It's always our plate or our paper that really moves. Our scissors just open and close. You'll notice my plate is rotating around my scissors as they open and close. It helps us to get that nice smooth line. When I get to my corner, I just stop and I turn it sideways. And then I cut another straight line. So then I'll have my necklace ready. If I want, I can go through. I can erase any extra pencil lines that are showing. Like this. And if I have any extra snippets that didn't quite come out, I might come at them through the back side to get them out of my way. There we go. Then, of course, the Egyptians love to decorate with all of those beautiful gemstones. They like to use rubies, they'd use gold, they would use a lot of different blues and reds and yellows. So those are kind of the colors we're going to be using today. And if you look at your plate, you can see it has these little ribs or these little lines that are all the way around. Those are what we're going to decorate today with our markers. And we want to do them in a pattern. Egyptians loved patterns, so I'm going to start at this line that's here on the fat side of my marker and go all the way from top to bottom. Now, if I want my pattern to be, we'll say, gold, and then red, and then blue, I can keep switching my markers, or the faster thing to do is to count 1, 2, 3. So then I know I go 1, and I have to skip 2 spaces, 2, 3, 1. I can count my little lines, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this way they're all sort of the same distance apart. And then I can go back through and add in my other colors. I'm going to speed the film up for you now. So now that I have my collar with the lines all the way around it, I want to lay some gemstones and some jewels in here. And I can pick lots of different shapes. I can pick squares, triangles, ovals, rectangles. Gemstones came in a lot of different shapes. So for example, if I want to start with a circular one, or a circle, I would draw my circle like that. Now, gemstones are always really super shiny, so they have a reflection. And to make a reflection on something, you draw a smaller circle inside of it, and then a curvy triangle. So I have a small circle and a curvy triangle. So then I color in everything except that small circle and that curvy triangle, because that's where the light would shine off of the sparkly jewel, and it would be a reflection, just like that. So now it looks a little bit like it's reflecting light. So for the next gemstones that I put on each side, say instead I wanted to do a triangle, or sorry, a diamond shape like this. Well, I wouldn't necessarily have a round shiny on this one because it's not round. It would have another little diamond shape in there, and then would have a rectangle shape here. And then I color in everything except for the little square and the little rectangle to make that one look shiny. And you notice all my shiny parts, my white ones, are on the same side. They're all on the left-hand side that way of my gemstones, because that would be if my light was coming this direction. Remember when we looked at how the flashlights worked and they only shine the light on one side? That's how these would look. I'm going to do another one over here. Square, rectangle, and color it in. So now I have 1 red, 2 blues. I think I'm going to add some yellow ones on there. You could do hearts. It's really completely up to you guys. I think I'm going to do 2 more circles on this one. Ooh, this one's a really bright one. I don't think that's my gold. I think that's more of a fluorescent, isn't it? I'll have to fix that. See a little bit of the color difference on the screen. So I'll just come over here, I'll color right on top so they match. Good Egyptians like things to be balanced and matching. It was part of their culture. All right, now let me get some of our special effects and we'll look at the next part. For this next part, I'm going to add in just a few more little details. I'm going to take a black marker, and since my light's shining this way, the opposite side would have my shadow down here. So all I'm going to do is just really careful a little bit on the edge. I'm going to put a little black line to show where my shadow would be. So when we start adding reflections and shadows, that changes these from shapes into something we call forms. That's 3D things that you could hold, like a sphere or a cube, right? So now we're making those look more 3D, like they pop off the page at us. Then the other thing I want to do with my black marker is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to kind of trace little bumps along the edge. You could choose to do zigzags instead of bumps if you would like. This is kind of really fun. It adds an extra nice little detail. And you can bump the white, bump the color, bump the color, bump the white, bump the color, bump the white. And I speed this up. Okay, now that I finished with the marker part, the next thing I want to do is add some glitter. Some of the glitters we have are this nice copper type glitter, a gold, and a silver. And on mine, I might use a little bit of each, but I'm not really sure yet. I know I want to keep the glitter along the edges, so I'm going to go draw a line of glue, just very careful along my edge right here, like that. So this is where I want to put my, I think my copper. Now the best way to do glitter, and let me move this off of here, and the way that we're going to do it is we're going to have some stations set up for the teachers to help you because we don't want to waste our glitter. Best way to do it is to put a nice big sheet of paper under your work surface area, because then what you can do is you can sprinkle on the glitter like this. Now you'll notice that's way more glitter than I actually need. I mean, look at how much of that would be wasted if that's really what I did, and then I just dumped it all in the trash. What I can do since I have my big paper is turn this sideways, tap off what I don't need, keep what I want, and then watch this. This is my favorite part. I can open this really wide, and your teachers will do this for you, but just so you know at home, I can take my paper, and if I bend it a little bit and fold it like this, and then I kind of fold it in half, and I carefully shake it, look at that. I can put all that unused glitter back in there, and then I hardly made a mess at all on my space on my table. Isn't that a great idea? I had a teacher friend who showed that to me a long time ago. Now I picked my copper color. I think I want to do my gold color next, and I did these little black dots, so I think I'm going to do some gold dots instead at the ends of each of these. Now to do dots, you have to go nice and slow. You can't rush the dots, and it's okay, don't worry, they won't dry before you get the glitter on because it's pretty thick dot. So you're just going to kind of keep tapping a little bit on each space until you get all the way around the ones you want. Now, any place extra your glue gets, like if it draws a little line like this one did over here accidentally, it's not going to be quite a dot. That one's going to be a dot with a line on it, unfortunately for me, because I rushed through that one. There we go. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to open the glitter and get a nice bunch on there. Just on the spots where my glue was, shake it a little bit, and this time I might even be able to use my plate, my collar, to fold it and tap it back in. There we go, that's not too bad. I got some on my paper, but that's okay if I got some on my paper because now I can just pick up my paper and fold my paper and dump it back in there. Best way to not waste glitter and to not get it all over your house. Now I have some silver glitter that I want to use on here, so I have sparkle here, sparkle there. I think for my silver glitter, I don't know, let's see, what do you think? I think I might do a couple of stripes in between, so after every red one maybe, I will do a silver stripe. And you'll have to be patient and share glue for this, so while one person is gluing, somebody else might be shaking on the glitter, and then you can keep taking turns with the glue. There we go. And I take my silver glitter. Oh goodness, there's some big pieces of silver in there. I'll have to figure out where those came from. And there wasn't very much of it, so what I'm going to do is roll it around my plate to make sure all those areas get tapped. And then I'm going to tap, tap. So now I have all sorts of glittery colors on my beautiful collar. Pick up those pieces of paper that got in there somehow. Tap that back in here. Looks like I might have to order some more silver glitter before we're finished. That one wanted to stick to my paper, didn't really want to clean up as much, did it? And now that I'm all finished, this is going to go on the drying rack, and we'll add the back part of the necklaces next time with yarn when they're nice and dry. Great job, you guys.